Grandma's house is always full of desserts, ensuring no one leaves hungry or empty-handed. For many baby boomers, some classic desserts bring back fond childhood memories. Imagine enjoying the light crunch of a chiffon cake or the rich, creamy sweetness of a Rum Baba, each bite a sweet reminder of the past. Today, let's take a journey through 20 classic desserts that your grandma might have made, which have now faded into history. Grasshopper Pie. Let's begin with the classic Grasshopper Pie. This dessert is a nostalgic nod to mid-century America's fascination with vibrant, playful cuisine. Named after the green grasshopper cocktail, Grasshopper Pie made its debut in the 1950s, thanks to the inventive minds of mixologists and home cooks eager to bring the spirit of the cocktail into the realm of desserts. The pie's distinctive mint green color came from creme de menthe, and its light, fluffy filling was achieved through a combination of whipped cream and gelatin. Set in a chocolate cookie crust, this pie was a fixture at Easter dinners and springtime celebrations. Its popularity began to wane as culinary trends shifted towards more sophisticated flavors, but the Grasshopper Pie remains a charming relic of a bygone era. It evokes a sense of fun and indulgence that's hard to replicate with modern desserts. The pie's revival in recent years, particularly in nostalgic food blogs and retro-themed restaurants, speaks to its enduring appeal and the fondness people have for mid-century American sweets. Banana pudding. Moving on, let's explore banana pudding. This Southern classic has a storied past, deeply rooted in American culinary history. The dessert's origins can be traced back to the late 19th century when it was inspired by the English trifle, a layered dessert of fruit, cake, and custard. American cooks adapted this concept, adding layers of sliced bananas and vanilla wafers to create a new, distinctly American treat. The introduction of vanilla wafers by the National Biscuit Company in 1898, later known as Nabisco, played a crucial role in popularizing banana pudding. The dessert became a staple in Southern homes, often served at gatherings and picnics. Its rich, creamy texture and the comforting sweetness of bananas made it a favorite, particularly during the post-World War II era. Despite a decline in its everyday presence on dining tables, banana pudding still holds a special place in Southern cuisine and often reappears at potlucks and family reunions, where it continues to be a symbol of homey hospitality and nostalgic comfort. Before we move to the next dessert, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to receive notifications. Your support means a lot to our small channel. Viennetta. Viennetta is a nostalgic ice cream dessert introduced by Walls in 1982. Renowned for its elegant appearance, Viennetta features alternating layers of creamy vanilla ice cream and crisp chocolate, creating a visually striking and delicious treat. Its unique design, with layers that fan out when sliced, quickly made it a popular choice for special occasions and celebrations. Viennetta's sophisticated combination of smooth ice cream and crunchy chocolate layers offered a luxurious twist on traditional frozen desserts, capturing the essence of indulgence and style from the 80s and 90s. Its enduring appeal continues to evoke fond memories of festive gatherings and special moments. Tunnel of Fudge Cake. Tunnel of Fudge Cake is a decadent dessert that became famous in the late 1960s, known for its rich chocolate flavor and gooey, fudgy center. This cake rose to popularity after a recipe won the 1966 Pillsbury Bake-Off contest. The appeal of Tunnel of Fudge lies in its unique texture. While the outer layer of the cake is moist and dense, the center remains soft and molten, creating a delightful fudge tunnel inside. Made with simple ingredients like cocoa powder, butter, and nuts, this cake became a beloved treat for chocolate lovers, perfect for special occasions and family gatherings. Its gooey, indulgent center and rich chocolate flavor make it a memorable and cherished dessert from the era. Apple Brown Betty. Now let's travel back to simpler times with Apple Brown Betty. This dessert has a rich history that stretches back to colonial America, embodying the essence of rustic, homey cooking. Originally referred to as Betty or Apple Betty, This dessert combines layers of tart apples with a buttery spiced breadcrumb or oat topping. The concept is believed to have been brought to America by early settlers from Britain, where layered fruit puddings were a popular dish. The American version, with its heartwarming aroma and comforting texture, became a staple in home kitchens, especially during harvest seasons when apples were abundant. By the 1920s, Apple Brown Betty was celebrated as a symbol of American culinary tradition, reflecting the nation's love for hearty, uncomplicated fare. Despite its decline in mainstream popularity, it remains a beloved classic, often making appearances during family gatherings and holiday meals, cherished for its simplicity and the warm memories it evokes. Pineapple Upside-Down Cake. Let's not overlook pineapple upside-down cake, a dessert that combines caramelized pineapple with a moist, buttery cake. Its origins can be traced back to the early 20th century when canned pineapple became widely available in American homes. The concept of upside-down cakes, where fruit is arranged at the bottom of the pan and then flipped over after baking, was not new, but the use of pineapple and maraschino cherries gave it a distinctive American twist. Pineapple upside-down cake gained widespread popularity in the 1950s and 1960s, thanks in part to the marketing efforts of the Dole Pineapple Company, which promoted recipes featuring its canned pineapple. The cake's sweet caramelized topping and tender crumb made it a favorite for both everyday occasions and special celebrations. Although its popularity has waned with the rise of more contemporary dessert trends, pineapple upside-down cake remains a cherished classic, often making appearances at family gatherings and potlucks, where its nostalgic charm and delightful flavor continue to bring joy to those who enjoy it. Tom and Jerry. Tom and Jerry isn't just the name of the famous cartoon duo. It's also a classic holiday cocktail that's been warming up celebrations since the 19th century. This frothy, spiced drink combines a rich batter made from eggs, sugar, and spices with hot water and a splash of rum or brandy. The result is a comforting, custard-like beverage that's perfect for chilly winter evenings. Traditionally served with a sprinkle of nutmeg on top, Tom and Jerry offers a nostalgic nod to festive gatherings of the past. Its creamy texture and warm, spiced flavor make it a beloved seasonal treat that brings a touch of vintage charm to any holiday celebration. Chocolate fondue. As we shift gears, let's take a look at chocolate fondue, a dessert that once enchanted gatherings with its rich, melted chocolate cascading over fruits and marshmallows. The origins of fondue can be traced back to Switzerland, where cheese fondue was a staple. However, the concept of chocolate fondue was introduced to American audiences in the 1960s. Chef Conrad of New York's Chalet Suisse and Toba R., who later marketed the idea, are credited with popularizing this sweet, interactive dessert. Chocolate fondue quickly became a symbol of elegant communal dining. Served in a communal pot, the warm melted chocolate provided a perfect dipping medium for fruits, marshmallows, and even cubes of cake. Its popularity peaked in the 1970s and 1980s, reflecting the era's fascination with elaborate, participatory dining experiences. Although it has seen a decline with the rise of more modern dessert trends, chocolate fondue remains a nostalgic treat. It's often revived for special occasions, where its interactive nature and the joy of dipping treats into a communal pot of chocolate make it a delightful choice for gatherings. Rum Baba. Rum Baba, also known as baba au rhum, is a classic French dessert with a rich history and a distinctive flavor profile. This elegant treat consists of a light yeasted cake that's soaked in a generous amount of rum syrup, giving it a moist, boozy kick. Originating in the 18th century, Rum Baba's name is said to be inspired by the character of Ali Baba from the Arabian Nights, reflecting its exotic appeal. The cake is typically topped with whipped cream or fresh fruit, adding a touch of sweetness and texture to the rum-soaked sponge. Its indulgent nature and delightful rum-soaked flavor have made Rum Baba a timeless favorite for special occasions and elegant gatherings. Pecan Pie. Next up, let's dive into pecan pie, a quintessential Southern dessert with a rich history. The origins of pecan pie are somewhat murky, but it is widely believed to have been influenced by French settlers in New Orleans who were introduced to the pecan nut by Native Americans. The pie gained prominence in the early 20th century, particularly in the 1920s and 1930s when recipes began appearing in Texas cookbooks. The key ingredient, Caro syrup, played a significant role in popularizing the pie. Caro's recipe, which appeared on syrup bottles, made pecan pie an accessible and beloved dish across America. The pie's gooey filling, studded with toasted pecans, quickly became a staple at holiday gatherings, especially during Thanksgiving. Despite its decline in popularity due to health concerns and changing tastes, pecan pie remains a cherished tradition. Its rich, nutty flavor and comforting texture continue to make it a favorite at festive occasions and family dinners, embodying the spirit of Southern hospitality. Baked Alaska. Let's not overlook the elegant baked Alaska. This dessert, a marvel of culinary craftsmanship, combines layers of sponge cake with ice cream, all encased in a meringue shell that is briefly baked to create a dramatic temperature contrast. The origins of baked Alaska are debated, with claims from both Antoine's restaurant in New Orleans and Delmonico's in New York City. Named to commemorate the 1867 acquisition of Alaska, the dessert became a symbol of sophisticated dining in the mid-20th century. Its preparation involves careful timing and skill, making it a showstopper at formal dinners. Despite its decline in mainstream popularity due to modern culinary trends, baked Alaska remains a testament to the art of classic dessert making. It continues to make occasional appearances at special events and high-end restaurants, where its impressive presentation and complex flavors continue to delight and impress. Coconut cream pie. Now imagine indulging in coconut cream pie, a dessert with a smooth tropical flavor that has graced tables since the early 20th century. This pie features a rich custard-like filling made with shredded coconut, nestled in a flaky pie crust, and often topped with whipped cream or meringue. The combination of coconut and creamy custard was a novel addition to American dessert menus, made more accessible with advancements in coconut processing and the widespread availability of canned coconut. Coconut cream pie became a favorite for its rich, exotic flavor and the luxurious texture of its filling. Although it has seen a decline in popularity overshadowed by more modern desserts, it remains a nostalgic favorite for many, often appearing at special occasions and family gatherings, where its tropical sweetness provides a delightful contrast to more traditional offerings. Charlotte Russe. Charlotte Russe is a charming French dessert that has delighted taste buds since the 18th century. Imagine a soft, elegant treat where delicate ladyfingers or sponge cake line the inside of a mold, creating a cozy cradle for a luscious, creamy filling. This filling is often a light custard or fruity mousse that melts in your mouth. Named after Charlotte of Mecklenburg-Strelitz, the wife of King George III, this dessert was a favorite among the sophisticated crowd. Topped with fresh fruit or berries and served chilled, Charlotte Russe is perfect for adding a touch of class to any special occasion, blending simplicity with a hint of royal elegance. Lady Baltimore Cake. Lady Baltimore Cake is a classic Southern dessert known for its elegance and rich flavors. This charming cake features layers of soft, white sponge cake filled with a luscious, buttery frosting made from egg whites, sugar, and vanilla. It's often adorned with a mix of nuts and dried fruits, adding a delightful texture and subtle sweetness. Named after the heroine of the 1906 novel Lady Baltimore by Owen Wister, this cake gained popularity in the early 20th century, symbolizing Southern sophistication and grace. Served at special occasions and elegant gatherings, Lady Baltimore Cake continues to be cherished for its refined taste and classic appeal. Strawberry Shortcake. Switching gears, let's uncover the history of strawberry shortcake, a classic summer delight that has evolved over centuries. The dessert's roots can be traced back to Native American dishes that combined berries with cornbread-like substances. By the early 20th century, strawberry shortcake had gained popularity in Japan and returned to the U.S., where it became a quintessential summer treat. Traditionally made with sweet biscuits or sponge cake, fresh strawberries, and whipped cream, this dessert was a seasonal favorite, celebrating the arrival of strawberry season. Strawberry shortcake's popularity surged with the introduction of mass-produced shortcakes and the launch of strawberry shortcake-themed products in the 1980s. Despite fluctuations in its mainstream presence, it remains a beloved summer staple, symbolizing the joy of fresh seasonal fruit and the comfort of traditional American desserts. Rice pudding. We can't forget rice pudding, a comforting dessert with a history that spans across cultures and centuries. Its origins can be traced back to ancient India and Rome, where rice was used in sweet spiced dishes for medicinal and celebratory purposes. By the Middle Ages, rice pudding had made its way to Europe, where it was enjoyed by both royalty and commoners. The American version, popularized in the 18th and 19th centuries, often features creamy rice cooked with milk, sugar, and spices. Rice pudding became a staple in American homes due to its simplicity and adaptability. It provided a nourishing and economical option for families. Its popularity waned with the advent of more modern desserts, yet rice pudding retains a special place in the hearts of many. It is often prepared during holidays and family gatherings, where its creamy, comforting nature continues to offer a taste of tradition and home. Cherries Jubilee. Cherries Jubilee is a dazzling dessert that has captivated diners since the late 19th century. This show-stopping treat features juicy cherries flambéed with a splash of brandy and then poured over a scoop of creamy vanilla ice cream. The dramatic presentation, lighting the brandy on fire, creates a spectacular display as the flames caramelize the cherries and infuse them with a rich, boozy flavor. Originally crafted by the famous French chef Auguste Escoffier for Queen Victoria's Diamond Jubilee, Cherries Jubilee quickly became a favorite at upscale restaurants and lavish parties. Despite its decline in popularity over the years, its rich flavor and flamboyant style still make it a memorable choice for special occasions. Chocolate pudding. Speaking of rich and comforting, let's not forget chocolate pudding. This dessert has a long and storied history, beginning in the 18th century when it was first enjoyed in Europe. Early versions of chocolate pudding were made with chocolate, sugar, and milk, cooked together to create a smooth, rich dessert. By the late 19th and early 20th centuries, it became a staple in American households, particularly as convenience foods began to take hold. General Foods introduced a chocolate pudding mix in 1934, making it accessible to home cooks and further popularizing the dessert. This simple yet indulgent treat quickly became a favorite, celebrated for its creamy texture and deep chocolate flavor. Over the decades, chocolate pudding has seen a decline in its prominence, partly due to changing dietary trends and the rise of more exotic or health-conscious desserts. Yet it remains a beloved comfort food, often evoking childhood memories of simpler times and family dinners. Lemon Meringue Pie. Next, let's savor the zesty freshness of lemon meringue pie. This dessert combines a tangy lemon custard with a fluffy meringue topping, creating a delightful contrast of flavors and textures. The origins of lemon meringue pie are somewhat obscure, but it is believed to have been influenced by European recipes and American ingenuity. By the early 20th century, it had become a popular dessert in American households. The pie's bright lemon flavor and the light, airy meringue made it a favorite for both special occasions and everyday meals. Despite its decline in the face of contemporary dessert trends, lemon meringue pie remains a beloved classic. It continues to be a symbol of simple, elegant American dessert making, often making appearances at family gatherings and celebrations where its refreshing taste and visually appealing presentation continue to impress and satisfy. Chiffon Cake. Let's explore the airy elegance of chiffon cake. This dessert, known for its light, fluffy texture, was introduced in the 1920s by Harry Baker, a California insurance salesman turned baker. Baker's innovative technique involved incorporating beaten egg whites and oil into the cake batter, creating a moist and tender crumb that was unlike any other cake of its time. Chiffon cake quickly gained popularity thanks to its versatility and delicious texture. It was featured in various cookbooks and became a staple in American kitchens. Despite its rise and fall in popularity over the decades, chiffon cake remains a beloved classic, often enjoyed for its delicate crumb and rich flavor. Its continued presence in bakeries and home kitchens speaks to its enduring appeal and the innovation that brought it into the spotlight. Thanks for joining us on this sweet journey through classic desserts. If you enjoyed these nostalgic treats and want to explore more delicious history, don't forget to hit subscribe. Stay tuned for more mouth-watering stories and timeless recipes.